Hi, I'm Nautica de la Cruz, and welcome to the Nautica Show. Let's face it, in Hollywood, there's always something going on and always the scoop around with the naughty news. You know, I tried playing the Mega Millions, but I just have no luck, and I will never be on this list because I'm not a man, at least last time I checked. It's the 2012 Forbes list of hip-hop's wealthiest man, and it is out. Here's the top 5. P. Diddy, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Birdman, and 50 Cent. Whew, now that's some money I wish I could rub all over my body. Speaking of bad luck and money, Prince loses a $4 million lawsuit to a perfume company. The artist failed to promote the fragrance company's line of scents in 2006. Allegedly, he pulled out of the Revelations perfume and cosmetics campaign at the last minute for products inspired by his album 3121. The company spent millions of dollars on this project. What I wouldn't do to smell like Prince. Now that's a scent I would dream to come true. Today's guest has been writing plays that affect our soul and, of course, has been telling our stories. Let's welcome Mr. Don B. Welch. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. So, Don, you know, we've been knowing each other for a long time, but there are some things I don't know about you.
Okay.
Like, I didn't know you were a singer, and I didn't know you were an actor. So is it true that you could sing?
Oh, yeah, I can turn it out.
You can?
I can turn it out. I can do that. You have me back and I'll sing for you. We had to have a whole band and all that. No, actually, I started out singing.
Okay.
You could not have told me that one day I wasn't going to, like when I was growing up, doing the nightclub scene,
Okay.
I used to sing a lot of nightclubs back east. Because I was under age of 18 or 21, my parents would have to go to the nightclubs to actually sit in there and watch me sing. But I've opened up with some pretty big people. I started doing the whole nightclub, Vegas, Atlantic City. It was what I really, really wanted to do. You know, it was my first love. Still is my first love, actually.
Okay.
So, yeah, and the acting part, I just think I stumbled into that. But, you know, because I've always had to be in some form of entertainment because I just love it.
Did you know that since you were a kid, did you always know that you had to be, like you said, in some form of entertainment?
I think so. I remember even being a really young kid and being on local little shows, like just having my parents say, I really want to do that. And going on little shows, little game shows that were local in Philadelphia, things like that. Wherever there was a panel or something I wanted to be on, or a dance show, all stuff like that. I used to love it.
Now, you said you could sing. Is there any time that we'll have a chance to see you here in Los Angeles performing?
You know what's funny? You will. I say funny because I've been talking about doing the concert here for so long. People back east, that's all they really knew about me before I came to L.A. I was writing plays back there, but they knew about the nightclub acts and the concerts. I've recorded a CD in Vegas, and I will be this year. If we can fit it in, I'm going to be in concert right here in L.A., and I will let everybody know because it's going to be really huge. I think you're going to be really like, is that Don singing? Because you're like, is that really him? So,
okay.
It's not a thing about patting myself on the back. I'm just telling you the real thing. You know, that's how I was making my name for myself back east, and I still love it to this day, you know. So, yeah, you're going to see a concert, and you will be there.
All right, I will definitely be there. Now, let's talk about you growing up. You say you're from Philly. What was it like when you were a kid back then?
You know, for me, my childhood was great.
Okay.
It was all about the community. Everybody got along in the neighborhood and everything like that. You know, in my neighborhood, I don't know if you ever watched The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes.
He says West Philadelphia, born and raised. Well, actually, his house, his family house, was right behind mine. So we grew up knowing the family, both of our families. And that part of West Philly is called Winfield, is the area. And so, you know, and I was able to go to school, all three schools, elementary, junior high, and high school, were right in the neighborhood. So I walked to all three of the schools right there. But I knew back then, getting in talent shows and things in school, that this is what I wanted to do.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to always be in some form of the arts.
Now, I know one of the reasons why you moved to Los Angeles was because of Will Smith. He kind of persuaded you to come here.
And then dropped me. No, I'm teasing. He didn't drop me. I'm teasing.
How was that transition? Because I'm from the East Coast too, and then you moved to Los Angeles. It's a different city, but it's a different vibe. How was the difference?
It was scary because I think what people felt like, oh, Don's gonna hit the town running because he has Will Smith. No, that was not the case. Will Smith only came on board when he saw all I was doing back in Philly, and he was like, look, whenever you want to move to L.A., just start doing film and television or whatever, just let me know. But I was doing so well financially and career-wise that I was taking a gamble still. But it was all lateral moves.
Okay.
And so I said, okay, you know what? If I'm going to do this, this is the time to do it. So it was still scary, you know, just making that move because I wasn't 21 years old. I wasn't 25. I wasn't even 30 when I moved out here. So, you know, it's like, okay, I can't live in a car and sleep in a car.
I see.
So it was making that move was very scary, but it was the best move I could have ever made. Okay. This was the best move for me.
Now, do you and Will have a good relationship now?
Yes, yes. And he has been the same all of these years. And he's been the same. And how you see him is how he is. Okay. There's no pretending. Even though he had to slap somebody yesterday, that, you know, because I'd have been, we want to get into that, but.
I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later. Don, you have written over, what, about 20 more productions? 19, I'm on the number 20. Okay, I thought so. Yeah. I knew the number was close. When you do these productions, like the last play that I saw was My Brother's Keeper at the Wilshire Ebell Theater. How do you incorporate your characters? And first of all, let's start off with, how do you get these stories? Where do these stories come from to make them into plays, these magnificent plays that you do here in Los Angeles? Well,
first of all, thanks for saying they're magnificent.
Okay.
It's a lot about just life truth. You know, My Brother's Keeper was really loosely based on some true stuff.
In your life?
That I knew of, yes, yes. And I take bits and pieces of people I know, situations that I know, and I put them together. And you know, I do a lot of talking, but I do a lot of listening and watching. And when you watch people, I think people is interesting just in general. The stories come to me. So I haven't written a play yet where I have not had some type of personal connection to it.
Okay.
So I get my stories out, and there's so many things when it's talking about the African American community and Hispanic community where the stories are always, to me, a lot of times, is real negative and stereotypical. And I try to stay away from that. Not saying that we can't have that, because it's room for everything. But I'm telling stories about what people can really relate to. You come see My Brother's Keeper, it's a majority African American cast, but no matter what nationality you are, you will be able to relate to those characters as well as that story.
Okay.
Because it's life. It's just life.
Well, let me add that you also add Latinos and Caucasians in your plays.
Absolutely.
Your last one, you had a variety of people.
Absolutely.
Also. Do you ever feel that between, and I'm just going to do a comparison, when you see Tyler Perry's plays and you see yours, do you feel like yours are a little bit more real? Yours are a little more down to earth?
Well, you know, I'm often asked that in interviews. You probably put it very nicely than I've had asked me before.
Okay.
And even I had an interview with, I'll say it, with Essence Magazine, and some of the things that I was asked about that I just didn't particularly care for the way it was asked of me.
Okay.
Let me say this. I don't do what Tyler does. Right. I think, and people used to always compare, oh, you're becoming Tyler Perry. Oh, and I said, no, I'm becoming more of Don B. Welch. You're just realizing that. But I understand that people have to have a comparison.
Right.
And because he writes plays, direct plays, and he's gone into films, they think I'm following suit, when in fact, my first play actually came out before his. He just went to national prominence first.
I see.
Because my first play was written in 1988. His first one was written in 1991. It was just that people knew about him. And listen, you got to admire this man who has been able to tell Hollywood, I don't need you to come knocking on my door. I mean, you're going to come to me, which is what they ultimately had to do. Right. So I get the comparison, and I used to be a little annoyed because if you see his stories and you see mine, there's a big difference. However, I understand where it comes from, so I'm at a point where I'm so comfortable and secure with who I am as a writer and director that I get what they mean by it. So I deal with it. But once you come see a Don B. Welch show, you will not say that when you leave. You will not say that when you leave.
All right, I'll give you a thumbs up for that.
Thank you.
Now, Don, in most of the productions that you've done, actually all the productions you've done, you have a great cast. And I know Vanessa Bell Calloway has done a lot of your plays, Loretta Devine, and you are very particular about picking your cast. What makes you draw that actor to you?
Well, there's a lot of things that come into play. Okay. When you start talking about a large theater, you have to realize that as much as you want to help as many actors as you possibly can, if I go on the radio or TV and they say, coming to the Will She Eat Bell, My Brother's Keeper, starring Poochie Wilson. Well, I don't know how many people are going to run out and buy a $45 ticket to see Poochie Wilson because nobody knows who Poochie Wilson is. So you also have to, so you find actors that fit what you want said and can bring across what you want your production to say, but they're commercial enough that people say, oh my God, I want to go see Flex Alexander, I want to go see Shamar Moore, whoever, Loretta Devine. So that helps along, but I don't throw anybody in my play just for the fact that they're a name. And they have to match up with what I'm trying to put across.
Okay, they have to bring that character
out. Oh yeah, and not only that, I'm real careful about who they're playing opposite.
I see.
You know what I mean? Because everybody don't connect. So you got to be real careful about that too.
Okay.
So, okay. But what I've been able to do was bridge that gap because I bring in actors and names a lot of people are not familiar with, and we bring them all together to give them that opportunity to play. There's a lot of actors who would love to play opposite Loretta Devine. Right. You know, and we get, or Vanessa Bell Calloway, and we give that opportunity. If you're good and you doing what we need you to do, we're gonna make it work for you.
How many more plays do you think you're going to do?
Well, I'm writing 3. First of all, no matter what happens in film and television world, I will never stop doing theater. It is my first love. To me, it's the truth. It's the truth. You know, theater is an actor that comes from theater can really do anything in the industry because whereas you have the cameras with film and television cut, let's go back over. No, once you're in theater and you're on that stage, you got to go for it. Or you'll have egg on your face. You have to go for it. So I'm writing 3 new ones now. The Secret Garden is one.
Can you tell me a little bit about that without telling too much?
I won't tell you too much except for it deals with a very affluent African-American family, a husband and wife who have 3 sons. And the sons return home because the dad is a retired serviceman, and they have a big celebration for him. And the 3 sons come home, and the 3 sons have different types of relationships with their parents. And the Secret Garden plays into one aspect of it, I won't tell you the other, is the father, this very macho, masculine man, what he loves to do on his downtime is to grow his flowers in the back garden. And he has a garden behind the house. And whenever there's problems within the family, he goes there for peace and comfort.
I see.
But there was a whole lot of shit happening in the Secret Garden. It wasn't just them plants growing. So we get into some stuff like that. So, you know, that's one of them. And the other one is The Living Quarters, which deals with if you ever travel and you go to hotels and you go into your hotel room, it's supposed to be clean and pristine, everything's together. Right. But do you ever wonder who was here before me? Or when you left and the maid comes in, who comes in? Everybody has a story. Right. So and I'm in a lot of hotel rooms when I travel, and I always just sit there and think, well, I wonder who was here last night. Like, what was their life like? And The Living Quarters deals with a facility that's like cottage place where people go, and all these people's different stories are happening. So in between stories, on stage we have a low light, and the maid comes in, she cleans really quickly, and the door opens, there's another life coming through, another story. It's amazing when you think about that. Like, who was in my hotel room before me?
And speaking of hotel rooms, are you always alone in your hotel rooms?
No.
Okay.
No, I like drive-bys.
All right, let's go back to your third play. Okay, the third one.
Third one, okay. Actually, I'm writing it's on Lena Horne. It's called My Name is Lena. And there's an actress who, my God, she looks like Lena Horne. She sings like crazy. And whenever I post her picture, like on Facebook, everybody's like, this is Lena Horne, very, very young looking. And it's called My Name is Lena. And that's going to be a musical tribute to life and music of Lena Horne.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah, those 3. That's what I'm working on.
Okay, so are those productions later 2012, 2013?
Both. Right now, I'm fortunate enough to say, and very, very blessed to say, that I'm booked up between now and the end of 2013.
Oh, you're very
with
busy.
Productions in the films, and also bringing a couple of my other really popular plays back with different types of casts. Yeah.
Okay. Now I know you reside here in Los Angeles, and for example, the recent play that I went to go see at the Will She Eat Bell Theater was My Brother's Keeper. Do you take your plays on the road? Because I know you did that with was it the Bachelor Party?
The Bachelorette Party and the Bachelor Party and Mahalia. Okay. I wrote the life story of Mahalia Jackson.
I do remember that.
And it's called Hallelujah Mahalia. And we've traveled the country with all 3 of those plays.
And when you go throughout different places like D.C., New York, Miami, wherever you go, how well are you accepted with your plays?
Well, you know, it was surprising. I did D.C. There's a place called the Warner in D.C. And we did the bachelorette party there. And I was like, the promoter ended up booking you for the entire week. And the Warner Theater is almost double size of the Wilshire E. Bell. So you're talking almost 3,000 seats. Wow. And I'm thinking, does this guy know what he's doing? So at the time, I was able to use Will Smith's name because it was the name of the show was Don B. Welch Productions in association with Will Smith presents the bachelorette party. We sold out the entire week from Tuesday all the way to Sunday in D.C. Then went to Miami, Memphis. The only place we didn't sell out was, which they shouldn't have went to anyway, was Columbus, Ohio, because that kind of Bible Belt with that type of show we were in.
I see.
But Memphis, Dallas, D.C., Philly, Richmond, sold out.
I see.
Yeah, we sold out. And I like going on tour. The problem is finding a
location?
I thought you guys were going to go commercial.
Oh, no. You're finding a location?
No. Honest promoter.
Oh, I see.
That's
okay.
what we dealt with.
So someone that's going to back you up.
That's honest.
Okay.
Because I've had to hold shows from going on because I was going to say a name, I can't say it.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. I used to have to hold shows from because they were trying to work my money right, and we did the divorce on the road. We were in Richmond with Tatiana Ali, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Dawn Lewis, Dorian Wilson, Frida Payne, I don't know who else, and the promoter hadn't sent the money to my account. So I'm thinking, he said, "Oh no, it's there." Now we're not in Philly at the time. We were in L.A. So I went to the phone and called my bank, and it was not there. So I said, "Okay, you're gonna have to give me everything in cash." And he said, "No, Don." And I said, "Okay, no problem." We had 2 shows that day, 3 o'clock and 8. 10 minutes to 3, I went to all the girls' restroom. I said, "Put your makeup thing, brush us down." They said, "What?" I said, "We're not going." They said, "What's the matter?" I said, "Don't worry about it. I got your money.
Okay.
I have it, but don't worry about it." So I took the promoter backstage. I said, "Let's peek out in the audience." And it was packed. I said, "Either you get the money to me or you go on stage and tell these people that it will be no show tonight."
Ooh.
And next thing I know, he had gone, called me back. It was 10 after 3, and he said, "Here's the money." And he had brought the money in cash with the little bands on it. And I said, break them seals and count every last one of them bills.
You went gangster on him.
No, please, look, every shot I ain't sleep. He counted all the money.
Okay.
I put it in my briefcase bag, went on stage and said, "Good afternoon, welcome to the divorce." Because when I got back to L.A.,
yes,
the money was not in my account.
Oh.
He tried to work me. Don't do it.
No.
You got to get up so early in the morning to get over me. You don't even know it's early.
Well, let's talk about money issues and certain issues. I hear, and this is a good thing, that if you do a Don B. Welch production, Don B. Welch will keep you working, and that I hear this from some of the cast members that are my friends, including one that'll be on my show soon, that you pay well, you treat them well, and you always call them back for another production.
Well, I only call them back if they deserve to come back, because some of them have showed out.
Okay. Oh.
And when you show out, I have to show out.
Okay.
And, I think that, but I do, one of the reasons is because I was treated so crazy in this industry when I started out. Where I didn't get my money, I wasn't paid when I was told I was going to be paid. And I said to God, if you ever put me in a position where I can to hire people to do my work, I'm never going to have that issue. I don't have anybody in L.A., New York, or Philly that are walking around and say, "He's never paid me."
I see.
No,
You're a true, honest business.
Well, I have, and it's my integrity, and it's who I am. My name is on it, and so even if you have somebody disgruntled because I'm not using them anymore, or I've had to let them go, they will not say to you, "And Nautica, he didn't pay me."
Oh.
They will not say that.
No.
Because I would. And who you got coming on here? Let me see if I like. Who is it?
Okay, but don't tell anyone, but Tammy Mack is coming from KJLH.
Oh, well, she can't say nothing. I pay her both of her rent. She ain't making nothing to KJLH. Yeah, she probably sees that. I'll pay her rent.
Now let's talk about the actors when you do a production. Are you a director and a playwright that's a purist, that when they're on stage you use audio, or you let them project their voice?
No. The only time you ever use the microphone, all that stuff, is when we're in a 1,000 or more seat house.
Okay.
If you are a true actor, you have to know how to project and emote on stage. If we're in a 99 seat house or 150 seat house, there's no microphone. I need you to be able to project. That's what people get confused with television and film and stage, because it's a big difference. It's so much larger on stage. And so I don't allow that unless we are in a large house.
Okay.
You know.
I got you. All right. Well, that's a good thing to know, because everyone has their own way of doing their productions as well. Let's talk about a little bit about sitcoms and films. Where are you with doing films?
Well, I never really liked film.
Okay.
I wanted to go right from theater to television. I love the sitcom. I love television. I stumbled into film, and it was a natural progression to continue going there because of where you're trying to do. So, but I just feel you reach more people a lot of times with television and theater, believe it or not, than just going to film, because so many films don't, even when they have great big budgets, really don't get the wide release, or they may get lost. I'm just very fortunate that both of my films right now are with a company that has the larger distribution, so people are seeing it. Okay. But I'm liking a little bit more now, because I never really was into film, but now I say, yeah, you have to go there. You have to grow.
Would you work a sitcom on television?
That was my dream. Yeah, I would still do that. I would still like to do that. I wrote a couple of pilots and as a matter of fact, right now, we're working on a pilot for a network that is based on My Brother's Keeper, which I want to star Genuine and Eric Benet.
Oh, great.
As brothers, yeah.
That's
yeah. Because they both were supposed to be in My Brother's Keeper.
Okay.
But the records, with the tours and all that. So, yeah, it's based on a story, and I'd like to have both of them star in it.
Okay, well, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah, I think people are going to watch that.
Do you, are you pitching that sometime in the summer?
Next year.
Next year. Okay, next year. So, Don, you seem like you are always busy. You're doing something. You're borderline workaholic or getting there. I'm not sure. It might take you to the Workaholic Anonymous classes.
Okay.
But what about your personal life? Are you married? Do you have kids?
I won't speak about the kid situation.
Okay.
Only not because I'm not ashamed.
Okay.
It's just that I kind of keep certain things
private.
Right.
Okay.
I am not married. I do drive-bys.
Okay.
I think we talked about that briefly.
Okay. So
yeah, I'm not trying, don't be trying to marry me, because you probably would not be happy. Because I think that what people don't understand, when you get with somebody who does this, if you can't really deal with this is a lot to deal with. Here's the thing. You get with somebody who's in the industry, and it can be a problem. Okay. For other reasons, because maybe you doing more, I don't know, insecurities. You get with somebody that's not, then it's like, I don't understand your schedule. Why can't we do this? What do you mean you have to do? So I don't really want to put myself, it would be unfair to you to be with me at this time of my life.
I see. So
when you keep it loose, and you just say, hey, let's get together on, are you free tomorrow? Yeah, let's hang, whatever. If not.
Okay. Or Saturday around midnight?
No, and plus I don't, exactly. Midnight. I've had 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh, okay.
Sometimes you get that phone call and you be like, okay.
Okay.
So by the time you get here, I done went in and gargled and did everything like that and got myself all freshed up. Because I'm not going to get you.
Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing that.
You know what I like? I like your honesty.
I'm not doing that.
I like
because I'm not staying with you overnight, and you're not staying with me overnight.
Okay. All right. There's the door. Thank you very much for your service.
Because I wear my heart on my. Thank you. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
I do. Okay.
No, I wear my heart, and I fall real quick. So if I don't think it, I ain't got to worry about it.
Okay.
So, but I would like to. I don't know whether get married. I'm going to say again. I better shut up. Okay. I would like to be in a committed relationship, because nobody really wants to be alone.
I know, I understand.
Nobody really wants to grow older by yourself. People say that but you know what happens? The more you are, the more hard it is to even deal, because you're like, I got to now think of how you feeling, and, I don't want to go to your people's house for Thanksgiving.
Christmas.
I don't want to do all that. I don't want to. I just, I don't even like your mama. Mm-hmm. I don't. It's the thing where you have to deal with. I don't want to be bothered, but there are days and nights when I do want to be bothered.
Okay.
And we just deal with that and keep it moving.
Okay. Well, I wish you luck on that, Don. But you know what I love? I love your honesty about how you see how you perceive a relationship and what you want in life.
But I don't want you thinking that I'm loose.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Used to be loose.
You used to be, but that's used to be. Now you're a new man.
Absolutely.
You're a businessman.
Absolutely.
And you got a fat wallet.
I don't know.
Oh, I was gonna ask you for $20.
I can give you $20 if you call that 20. You easy to come by then. If you think a fat wallet is $20, I think if you wasn't married, you get a whole lot of dates.
Well, thank you, because I would love my car paid.
Don't say yourself that cheap.
I just want to say thank you so much for being here.
Listen, I had fun. Thanks, Nautica.
You're very welcome. You have enlightened us about the business. And you know what? I have one more question. How do you, when you're doing these plays and you're writing these plays, have you ever gotten to a point where you kind of get stuck as a writer?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
I have a show that, matter of fact, Tammy was involved with. It was called The Women of Stonebridge Manor.
Okay.
I started about 2 or 3 years ago, and I just could not get an ending that just made sense for me. And so to just write anything, to end it, I just said, let's put it away. It's actually a production that I just put away and haven't gone back to it. Yeah, you get stuck. When I got my book deal, I got stuck. They said, listen, you're on your, when they called me up from Random House and said, listen, we want you to write a novel. They gave me a 2-book deal. Okay. And towards in the middle of the book, I was thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do.
So you got it like a writer's block?
I did. And luckily they give you like 4 to 6 months to get your novel done.
Okay.
Because I was in the middle of a tour of 2 plays at the same time. Okay. But yeah, you get it. Sometimes you can wake up in the morning and you got this energy of all this, like, yeah, let's just do this. I can write. And then sometimes I say, today's going to be a writing day, and nothing comes.
So what's going on with that play? Is it still in the closet?
The Woman of Stonebridge Manor?
Yes.
It is. It just sits there because the storyline's there.
Okay.
The meat's there. All the characters were written out. It's just, I didn't know where it was going to end and go. You see, every play I write ends with one word, hope.
Okay.
No matter if it's a comedy, a drama, a musical, everything ends with the word hope. And at this point, ain't no hope for that play. Because it's still sitting.
All right, well, we're going to keep it in the closet. But there is always hope for you, and I wish you nothing but the best. And thank you so much for being here
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
I adore you. I love you.
Yeah, you've been telling me, and I love that you say that.
I do.
You can tell when somebody lying.
No, I do love you. And
well,
I still keep, and I know we're rambling, but I still keep the note of the bouquet of roses that you gave me.
And there wasn't no roadside roses either.
No, those were special.
There wasn't nobody selling nothing.
No.
But where I went, they were just only selling flowers. You couldn't get plums or nothing else. It was just really, really...
No plums, no oranges. Well, thank you so very much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm Nautica de la Cruz. That's the Nautica Show for you. We'll see you next time.